We're starting over. Yes. So yeah, I feel like when you do cardio, like I probably need like a whole 45 minutes for my body temperature to fully cool down to where like there's no redness like under like on my skin.
Yeah. Yeah, I that would actually be wise for me to do at least 30 minutes. And honestly, I'm not a person who needs to hop directly from the workout into the shower. I would rather actually do the workout, like maybe have a bite to eat, like just let my body settle down and then shower and then get ready and then, maybe I especially like left to my own devices if I don't have anything to do afterwards immediately, I'll just like, okay, well, if it wasn't a super sweaty workout, I'll have like spend 4 hours working or reading or whatever it is, doing errands, and then eventually like, okay, now it's time to like get out of these clothes into something else. And yeah, anytime I try to rush it, it completely backfires.
Yeah, I find the really tricky situation for me is when I wash my hair and then I have
Oh
to, if I'm going to
gosh.
blow dry it, because
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, now I basically need to shower again because I was still hot from the workout. And then even if I take like a lukewarm, like not a fully hot shower, then I do the blow dryer and then I'm sweating again. And it's just, it's an impossible sort of situation that I have not yet mastered. But yeah,
Yeah.
the cool down is key, especially here in Texas where it's so hot outside. Like if you are working out outside in the humidity, you will need to shower immediately because you will absolutely smell like outside. And I hate the smell of outside. You will smell like outside. So you do need to
The
shower immediately,
smell of
but
outside. What is okay? So obviously there's sweat, but what is the smell of outside?
oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Like the smell of outside air?
Not really. I mean, I've certainly been around a lot of outside air that has a very strong odor that's like redolent of something. But I feel like if I'm working out, if I'm running outside or something, I don't. I guess I've never really noticed whether the smell of the place lingers on me.
There's this distinct smell. As a kid, I literally would call it outside air because my mom would open the windows in the kitchen when she was cooking, and I could immediately smell this.
Oh
It wasn't the food that she was cooking; it was the air from outside coming in. Has this distinct smell. I feel like it's compounded with working out and sweat.
wow. Sure.
Yeah, it's this. I don't know. I need to think of the best way to describe it. Stay tuned. I'll come up with something. But it's just this distinct odor that it's not chemicals. Maybe it's worse in Houston because we have so much like manufacturing chemical plants and whatnot in this region. But yeah, it's this distinct smell that I despise. So for sure, if I can smell it on me, I can definitely smell it on other people. I'm thinking now, when I lived in San Diego, I don't remember it being as pronounced. So it might really be worse in Houston. But yeah, it's just this
Oh
distinct
wow.
smell of outside.
Okay. Okay. That's fascinating. I wonder, I mean, I was just in New York and New York in the summer definitely has an outside smell. I don't know if that hot garbage kind of stink is something that carries with me from the streets to inside, but yeah, now that I think about it, I mean it is definitely it's something that gets in your nostrils and just if it's there, if you can sense it, then
Hmm.
yeah, it just kind of messes up any other sensory stuff that you put on top of it. It's not going to matter because you can still smell that
You
underneath.
can,
It's like putting on
exactly.
like perfume when what you should really be doing is taking a shower and like getting clean.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I feel like maybe this is our next business idea is to come up with a product that assists with the post-workout cool down. I mean, like
Mm.
obviously a cold towel or a fan, but maybe there's something else that sort of can help take away the redness from the skin.
Maybe there's something else. Maybe there's like a face mask. Maybe there's I mean, I would love something that you could keep on like while you're blow drying. Maybe it's something that you put around your neck, like a almost like a neck brace, or but you like that kind of shape, but it's just meant to like keep
Cool.
all of this cool. And I mean, yeah,
You know, they make those neck fans. Have you seen those? They kind of look like headphones, like what you're wearing, except you wear them around your neck. And so, yeah, that's a pretty popular hand-free fan sort of tool. So maybe that
situation. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's another thing to think about too, because yeah, I think it doesn't matter the temperature of your house or your bathroom or wherever you're getting ready. If you're trying to blow dry your hair and your body is heating up, it's just it's a losing battle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was a fun way to start this conversation. For those of you guys who are still listening, if you're still listening, didn't get turned off by our conversation about body heat post-workout, what have you been up to?
I have returned from the island of vitality.
You look, your cheeks are red. We can just blame it on the vitality instead of the
yeah. Is it the vitality? Is it the 20-minute hike I just did? We don't know. But it certainly was. And maybe I mentioned this last time too, but just the sight of looking at water just is so, even the memory of it, it's actually like instantly relaxing. I just loved waking up to that. And I did eventually go in, even though they were saying that the temperature of the sea was like 18 degrees Celsius, which it doesn't sound that cold. What is 18 degrees C?
Yeah, you got to convert it for me.
64-ish degrees.
That's cool.
64-ish degrees. Yeah, it actually, and I went in with Andy Bartz, who was one of the other authors there and who's a good friend. And we were both just like inching, like felt like we were going into a cold plunge. Eventually we just said, you know what, you just got to do it. You just have to do it. You're here. You're never going to regret not going into the ocean. So, or the sea in this case. Mm-hmm. So that was good. And then, excuse me.
Yeah, I think that's the temperature is the biggest obstacle for me when it comes to getting into water. Like if in Texas here, the water is almost always warm. So it's very different. But in California and San Diego, when I lived there, I oftentimes did not want to get in past my legs because it was just too cold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. That whole and then you get into your shoulders, and I'm not like a person who generally dunks their head unless it can't be avoided. If you're on a boat or something, let's say, and you're snorkeling or something like that. Mm-hmm. But at that point, like I'm in there and I'm like convincing myself like this is good. This is seawater. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Just be in the moment. This is you're gonna reap all the benefits. This is the vitality that's soaking into your skin right now. And I lasted for about 10 minutes and then had to get out to get dressed to do a panel for the conference, and it was delightful. The food was amazing. The wine is so good. It's Malvasia. It's the white wine. They have a lot of different grape varieties that they don't have in the United States, and Croatia drinks most of the wine that it makes instead of exporting it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of this stuff, I mean, it's like the classic European, like you're getting an excellent bottle for €30 or a glass for like €4. And it's just, this is for 6 days, it was the life. And then I came home for 2 days. I did a really cool walking book club with
I saw that. That's so cool.
It was really fun. It was, you think like walking and reading are two things that don't, go together. But But what they do, the way that they do it, you don't have to have read the book to come to the meetup. The idea is you could just want to walk. You could be interested in maybe reading it soon. You could just want to talk to the author, talk to other people who like to read and walk, which who doesn't like both of those things? So I would say like maybe 24 people showed up, and several, like maybe half had read the book and had questions and comments. And it was cool.
Wait, so how does this work logistically though? Are you talking to all 20, like, are you talking to all 24 people, or are you having like one-on-one conversations as we walk? Or
basically one-on-one conversations as we walk. So we all met up at a designated point in Santa Monica, and there were beverages that you could take to go, like iced tea and coffees and like energy drinks, lattes and things like that. So we talked a little bit there, and then set off, and like pretty much people in like groups of 2s and 3s. And I just like wound my way through the line, and had conversations with as many people as I could. And then we ended at Zibby's bookshop in Santa Monica, which was actually sold out of incidentals, which love that. Great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone got 20% off whatever they wanted to buy there. So there was another opportunity to like not be walking, but still talking.
Yeah, that's really neat. I love that idea. That's something I want to try to do here, because once the weather is better. But it is nice to, first, it's amazing being an author for people to be able to directly ask you questions. And I bet it's interesting for you to like get their thoughts on such a like intimate sort of one-on-one level. But also I feel like it takes away, like sometimes in book clubs and in book discussions, audience members, unless they have a question or there's a specific Q&A period, you're just listening, and it's less of a conversation. And even in book clubs, like if the group is large enough, then it could be that some people have really insightful things to say, and they kind of dominate the conversation, and others don't actually like pipe in or chime in and say anything. So I like the idea with the activity of the walking, then you kind of have the opportunity, like everyone has the opportunity to like say something if they want, and for you to hear from them, which is very cool. It takes away kind of the big group conversation environment, which can sometimes be challenging.
Yeah, that's true. You can feel it. I know there's book clubs like that where it can kind of verge into like college lecture sort of territory, where you feel like you're just absorbing things that everyone else is saying, depending on the format, right? Like you have Book Club Plus, and I think that integrating like eating, drinking, walking, I'm sure there are other things. There's a place near me, Silver Lake. I think it's a Silver Lake Reading Club, where they also have they have like sort of quiet time where people just read, and they're not even necessarily reading the same thing. And then a like coffee and drinks and things like that, and then an opportunity to all discuss something for a fixed amount of time, and then go back to kind of doing your own thing. So I feel like these are, like all going into that idea of like people wanting to read, but also wanting to do it with company, and not necessarily in a format we've seen. It's kind of cool to see how people are coming up with new ways to do that. To get together around books.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I feel like between the writers retreat and this walking book club, you've done some cool incidentals related stuff. I guess the writers retreat wasn't purely just about incidentals, but I'm assuming you talked about the process of how you wrote it and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of like craft of writing sort of conversations I've been having. And then I went to New York for about 48 hours for a meeting. And that was a whirlwind. That was quick. But now I am back. I'm not getting on a plane for a while. I'm very happy about that. I do not need to see the inside of a jetway or a jet bridge, or be wedged into a seat trying to. There are so many things that we can say about airline travel, but like one of the, like, there's just nowhere to put your stuff. There's never anywhere to put your stuff.
I mean, I always think about how people who are taller, larger than us, like how they fare, because yeah, like the area under the seats is so limiting, and I'm short. My legs barely take up any room, and there's still not enough space. And it just feels like it's getting worse. I mean,
Yeah.
every time I get on a flight, I'm like, I feel like the seats used to be bigger. What happened? And just, yeah, a lot of the quality of travel, the whole experience. Like for whatever reason, the main credit card I use, it's not for whatever reason. It was intentional. The main credit card I use is a United Airlines credit card, right? The Visa Mileage Plus. Houston is the hub for United, so I fly United a lot. But like the thing that always cracks me up about, with this credit card, you get whatever perks of status, and you get, you're part of group 2 for boarding.
Okay.
And like whenever it's like, oh, we're group 2, we get a free checked bag and we get priority boarding. Inevitably, especially in Houston, group 2, the line is like 120 people deep. Like pretty much everyone
has this card.
Is group 2. Yes, or whatever they do. Everyone's somehow getting this level of status to where it's just kind of like, okay, airlines, like they've kind of come up with all of the gimmicks of, they'll sell you this and you think that it's going to be somehow make your travel experience smoother, but it won't. Right. The recent thing that I found, because I had been booking some flights recently, is how there's some airlines that are now charging $60 to pick out a seat. Like I'm traveling internationally, and it used to be that I'm pretty sure on international flights, seat selection was complimentary. It's a long flight. And now it's like, no, you have to pay $100 per leg to book a seat. I'm like, it's crazy. Like, what is happening right now?
I know. Usually I think if you do it within 24 hours, like basically if you check in at the earliest, I think some international flights now, they're like 48 hours or even 30 hours before you can check in online, and then you can pick your seat for free. Yeah.
But then it's kind of a risk if there aren't window seats, or if you're traveling with someone and you guys want to sit together.
Exactly. Yeah. I know. No, they make it. There a lot of these airlines too. They're starting to do business class seats or business class tickets where you just get the seat and you don't get to choose it. You don't get lounge access. You don't get any of the things that people would normally, if they were, sort of splurging on that, and or if they were, whatever their company was, like, you get to have the whole experience and sort of like justify it that way. And now it's no, you get the seat, but you're not going to know which seat, and you're not going to have access to any of the other amenities, and just, you're still going to pay a lot more than you would for an economy ticket. And we're going to expect you to say thank you for it, because that's the world we live in now. Like be grateful for the opportunity to be able to like recline. But that's seriously, that's the world that we're living in.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I am soon going to be flying back from, I'm going on a quick trip to Atlanta in a couple of weeks, and flying back on, usually in the past I've flown Spirit, because it's like, I usually don't even have, it's like a 2-day trip, just like a backpack is enough. That obviously, rest in peace, is not going to be happening. But I think we're flying Frontier, so still a budget airline. So yeah, we shall see how that goes, but hopefully it won't be too crazy.
Quick jaunt to Atlanta. So what's been going on with you?
Things have been good. They've been a little busy. So getting things ready for a big summer vacation, family vacation we're taking at the end of the month to Turkey and Moldova. So we've been doing some of the planning. Pretty much everything is now done as far as the big stuff, the hotels, the intra-country flights and all of that. I've been doing a little bit of that. And then I was traveling for work last week, and on the way home, it was in South Texas near the Texas-Mexico border. And on the way home, we stopped by this city called Corpus Christi. I'm assuming you've never.
I've heard of it. Yeah, actually,
Okay.
my dad used to go there on business when I was growing up. So yeah,
Oh, that's so random. What kind of business, what kind of work would he do out there?
pharmaceuticals, but
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know exactly what he was doing there in particular, but yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, it's a little coastal town off the Gulf of Mexico. We are not referring to the Gulf by its new name. But yeah, it's a cute little town that I had been to when I was a kid, but I hadn't really been back since I moved back to Texas 6 years ago. And we had the dogs with us, had, some time. So we said, let's just stop and enjoy the beach. And we were there for 2 hours. It was kind of cool because you could drive directly onto the beach. I
Oh
love
wow.
that. Yeah. Because in California, one of the things that made me go to the beach less was my sheer like terror over parking. Like,
Oh my
because
gosh. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
street
It's
car,
a whole ordeal.
it's a whole ordeal. I'm a horrible parallel parker. So then the idea of like trying to find some lot and then you have to drag all your stuff if the lot is like sort of far onto the beach. And so I primarily would go during like less busy times. I don't think you could find me on like a Saturday midday going out to the beach
No way.
in Cali. But here, this was in Galveston as well, and Corpus too. Like you drive literally onto the beach. So you pay $10 or something for a parking permit, and you park on the beach. So it's almost like car camping because your stuff on the beach is like right in front of your car, which is really convenient, especially since
Oh
we have
wow.
the dogs. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're not having to like lug all of your stuff and your towels and your food and your cooler or whatever. You
Yeah.
can just literally like get it from the car and bring it back out and put it back in. So it was really convenient and it was really fun. The dogs could be, I think they could be off leash. We at least had them off leash. So they were like running around, playing fetch and just having fun. And it was cool. We spent a few hours there and then hit the road back to Houston, but it was just a nice change of pace since we don't do that very often.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I cannot. I'm trying to think if I've ever been to a place where you can drive onto the beach. I don't think so. And that is, yeah, the whole the parking situation and the reality of having to lug all of your stuff and just have make it able to be carried and make sure that you can actually tote it and yeah, multiple trips back and forth is just not something that I love doing or planning. So I often don't end up going to the beach here either, unless it's just like, okay, we're going to be in the area. Like maybe we'll, walk on the not the Santa Monica boardwalk because that's very crowded and I would not, I wouldn't find that very relaxing, but the whole like promenade that goes along the shore. But yeah, I mean, I get it. You want to have, there's many benefits to having sand be just pedestrian only, and you can have like volleyball courts and skate parks and all this stuff. But yeah, just, it does mean that if you're coming from farther away, you got to lug a lot of stuff.
It's a process, and I think it's so much harder if you have children or a big group.
Yeah.
The car next to us had there were a few kids and they had their dog, and it was just very clearly so easy for them with the car situation to just be able to even just getting out of the car. Like with the dogs, we brought chairs this time, and so yeah, it was like it's a lot of things to hold. So anyway, that was really fun. Probably won't go back this summer. Maybe towards the end of the summer. But Galveston is closer for us.
Right.
Yeah, it's a nice little change of scenery here.
Cool getaway. And you just had book club yesterday, right? For Margot's Got Money Troubles.
Yes, just had book club for that. It was a good discussion. I feel like there's some books that we read where not everyone has strong opinions. This book, people had a lot to say, and what I just posted, I don't know if you saw this, but what was really interesting is that I haven't watched the show on Apple TV, but it was one of the rare times that I've heard people say that they really prefer the show over the book. I feel like you don't hear that often.
I have to admit that I haven't read the book. I have started the show, but I've watched the first episode, maybe one and a half. It is interesting because the only other book I can think of like that is The Devil Wears Prada, where people love the movie. And the first book is sort of, it's like, hey, it gave rise to this movie, so that's a great thing. But
yeah, I haven't watched the show yet, but I really want to now to kind of be able to see if I have the same assessment. I liked the book. The book was really entertaining. It was a really fast read. I actually finished it read most of it when I was on the beach in Corpus Christi. But yeah, it was fun. And then one of my friends gave me this cute little book club plus.
Oh, bracelet. How cool!
Yeah,
I love that. A beaded bracelet, like the Taylor Swift.
The little friendship bracelet.
Yeah, exactly. Taylor Swift's friendship bracelet style. That's really cool. I love that.
Yep. So I'm officially wearing some book club plus merch.
And also a great merch idea too. That
is a good merch idea.
Very, very toteable. Very,
do we need 2 a.m. Reckonings merch?
We do need 2 a.m. Reckonings merch, and I'm trying to think what that would be. I kind of not a Stanley Cup, but I don't know. I like the idea of some kind of drinking vessel. Maybe because I'm always drinking water on this while we're recording, so maybe it's because of that. But that was the first thing that came to mind. There could be there's a lot of stuff though. I mean, we've got like merch in the long term, but we've got more branded stuff that we are going to roll out. So yes, I think that we should be doing that this summer. More ways to get into the 2 a.m. Reckonings lifestyle, which
all of which does not involve actually being awake at 2 a.m. So
no, exactly. That is something that when was the last time I was awake at 2 a.m.? Like probably sometime in the fall, perhaps when I was really jet lagged, and then sort of using it to just embracing it and saying, all right, if I'm going to be up at 2 or 3 a.m., I'm gonna use this time to write, to work on. I think was I finishing incidentals at that time or starting something new? But yeah, I was using the time to do that. But no, for the most part, I love to be asleep at 2 a.m., which is something that we've been wanting to talk about for a while. Just sleep habits, like, I think it's the ultimate. There have been many articles and surveys about this, but that it's truly the ultimate luxury product now. The idea that if you can get like 8 hours or however many you need to be able to have uninterrupted rest and truly wake up and feel restored is something that I think everyone craves, but it's not easy to get. It's just the older you get, it's not as, at least I found, it's not as easy to be able to wake up and actually feel like, okay, I'm going to jump out of bed and take on this day.
I never feel like that. I mean,
right?
I like the concept of it being a luxury product, because in some ways it makes it seem like it's something to like strive to get, because it's not just as easily accessible. Would you say, like on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, how good of a sleeper are you?
Ooh, I'd say I'm a 4.
That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah. For the most part, I'm able to, I can fall asleep. I stay asleep. I don't, like, if there's a loud noise or something, like, sure, I'll wake up, but I'll be able to fall back asleep again. I would say what stops me from giving myself a 5 is I do wake up periodically in the night, but then like like whether it's to like use the restroom or whatever it is, and then like just go back to sleep. But yeah.
The 4 is a good rating.
What would you give yourself?
I was just thinking about that as I asked. I think I would give myself like a 2.5.
A 2.5.
Yeah, me.
You're a really light sleeper.
It's been really bad in the last like couple of years, but I'm a light sleeper. So yeah, when I like any sort of sound will wake me up. I fall asleep really fast because I think I'm constantly, permanently in a state of sleep deprivation. Like if I were to sit here and close my eyes for 5 minutes, I would probably fall asleep. Like I think my body, because I'm not sleeping well at night, so I'm just always tired. We've talked about this before with like movies, how I like to watch movies in the mornings because otherwise in the evenings I'll fall asleep. So I fall asleep immediately, but I just cannot stay asleep through the night for the life of me. So actually, let me retract my previous comment because I probably am frequently up at 2 a.m. Not because I'm like having fun and haven't gone to sleep yet, but because I'm just like miserably battling like insomnia in the middle of the night. I wake up in the middle of the night. I can't even tell you. Might have been a little different when I was on vacation, like an extended vacation where I was like relaxed enough to where I was able to stay asleep. But yeah, between like cortisol levels, perimenopause, like there are, I think, just so many things happening in my body that I cannot stay asleep through the night. And despite me knowing it is the worst thing for me to do, I have just always get on my phone. And that just makes it so much worse. I play the New York Times games. I will Google search like so many things. Like there are days where I will wake up in the mornings and like open my Safari web history on my phone and be like, holy shit. Like I like looked into 15 different things in the middle of the night that I'd forgotten about. So yeah, that's why I would give myself such a low rating, is because I'm a light sleeper and because I can't sleep through the night.
Oh my gosh, late night recon. That's a skill. I can't say that I have ever, when I reach for my phone in the middle of the night, which so my phone charges in a completely different room. So I do want to know what time it is if I wake up in the middle of the night, but I try to, and I have a Hatch alarm clock. So, if you sort of make enough movement or touch it, it'll flash the time. But I try to tell myself not to do that because then my brain starts thinking, okay, I've got like 4 hours left of sleep, or this, like, oh, it's this time and I need to be up at this time. And then once my brain starts doing that, that's how I will wake up or stay awake and not be able to go back to sleep. But I think that, like when I have dealt with jet lag and I've had, want to be in bed, want to try to go back to sleep, I'll start reading. I'll have my Kindle or a book with the book light next to me and sort of force myself to do that and like try to get my mind into a calm state. But the times that I have slept next to my phone in those situations, it's like, all right, I'm going to TikTok, I'm going to Instagram, I'm scrolling. There's nothing, there's no like recon going on my feeds at that time. Yeah, I don't think so, but it is kind of cool. It's like a more perhaps it's like a version of people who take, what do you call it, Ambien, and then go to the refrigerator and like eat a bunch of stuff and then don't remember the next morning. Like when you open up your browser and they're like, oh, wow. Like, I looked up how old this celebrity was and like whether they're still married and like what they're doing, like where did they go? And
Yep. All sorts of things. Yeah. And sometimes I'll do like look up things related to work and I'll be like, oh, I was like searching this topic in the middle of the night. But I'm always fascinated to hear about people's sleep routines because some people are like sleep hygiene is such a concept and people are so particular about their routines. And I've never been pretty much every year, I think during my New Year's resolutions, vision boarding, whatever, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the year that I create this really lovely sleep routine that, starts with skincare and ends with me, very relaxed going to bed. And I, to this day, have not managed to build one. Do you have one? I know you sometimes meditate. You talked about doing Peloton meditations, right?
So those I do during the middle of the day. I've done, Peloton meditations, open. Their meditations are also really good. And I've totally fallen out of that habit, by the way. I should maybe think about getting back in. But yeah, I was really good for a couple of months, maybe 3 months. I was very religious about it. And then I don't know, sometime in the winter, it just completely fell off, and we're not in the habit anymore. But
sorry for calling you out. That was not.
No. It's good. I should be called out. I have a very on again, off again relationship with meditation. Yeah. But in terms of sleep routines, I also have things that like come and go. I tried again. So the phone's not charging anywhere near me, or the phone is like it's put on a charger in a different room.
Number one. Okay.
Number one. Number two, if I'm guessing that I might have a jet lag situation, or I might have trouble sleeping, I might make a glass of magnesium water. I use and I'll link to it in the show notes, the Moon Juice magnesium supplement. And I don't really know if it does anything. I think a lot of it is placebo effect. It's like a nice pretty pink color, and it looks like, I don't know, did you ever drink strawberry milk as a kid?
Not really, but I know what it looks like. Yeah.
It sort of reminds me, it doesn't taste anything like that. I mean, it's like just very like mildly sweet, but it's sweetened with monk fruit and not like, actual like cane sugar, which is delicious. And it's supposed to help you fall asleep and relax. And I think it has like L-theanine or other magnesium plus other relaxing ingredients. And I'll drink that while reading for half an hour to maybe an hour in bed. And then I go to sleep. I have to have the reading. I don't have to have the magnesium thing. Maybe it'll be like, just like water. And I know some people say like you shouldn't drink a lot of water before bed because you get up in the middle of the night, and I just can't. I don't know. I can't stop myself. So
hydration.
Oh, well, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Hydration, it can't be bad for you. Do you and Nikhil go to bed at the same time most nights?
Most nights he'll sometimes go up a little bit before me. But he'll be reading, and I'll usually read a little bit later than him, but around the same time, most of the time.
That's so cute that you both read in bed together at night. I love that.
I mean, he is sometimes reading his phone, but yeah, exactly. He likes to read Google News sometimes before bed, is
that a news that's a news source, like Google News itself?
It's an aggregator. So they're he'll just be like scrolling through Google News, which
that's the saddest thing to do before bed. Like what? I'm like, that almost sounds, with what's happening in the world, it almost sounds psychotic to read the news right before you.
I know. I'm like, that's the least relaxing thing that I can think of doing. But you know what's funny? I don't know if you've ever done this. When you look at someone else's phone and see, somehow like looking at someone else's phone doesn't like spike the same cortisol or anxiety in me as it does when it's my own phone. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's like stuff that's happening, even if it's news or like stuff that's publicly available. I'm like, that's not in my space right now. So I'm, that's good. I'm especially at night, like when we're in bed, I'm like, I'm just not gonna I'm like, not like I'm reading over his shoulder or anything, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to take any of that in.
Yeah, and as long as he's not trying to talk to you about it, like, oh my
No,
God, guess what just happened,
not.
and wherever. Yeah, then okay.
Definitely not. What about you and Juan? Do you guys go to sleep around the same time?
We generally do. I have like no real good sleep habits, but he has. I was just thinking, I was talking to him about this before we started recording. Like, he has such, I think, for me, like really a good sleep hygiene and sleep habits. Like, he has a whole routine. He's one of the best sleepers that I know. And I'm like, I need to
Wow.
I need to aspire. I aspire to be more like him. I need to be more like him. But he, what does he do? He has like his whole nighttime skin care routine, which he's pretty diligent about, pretty religious about doing. And then like the temperature is always 71 degrees. That is like, it's like very cool. Okay. We're really big. One thing that we have a really nice bed with really nice sheets. The sheets are nothing fancy. They're like these Costco sort of sateen sheets, but they feel so nice. So like he's really big on making the bed so that everything is really tight. Like the sheets and everything is like tucked in really well. So it's almost like a cocoon when you get in. It's like,
that's excellent. I love that.
Yeah. It's really good. I really can't make the bed the way, like, I'm just like, I can't make it like that. So he doesn't, if I make the bed, it's just going to be, whatever way that I do it. But when he makes it, I'm like, yes, because it's actually
you can be getting in there.
Mm-hmm. And then what else does he do? So I have a hatch alarm, and then we also have a noisemaker. I saw this really funny, like, Instagram reel that was like, if me and my boyfriend had an intruder come in our house and they're just like passed out asleep with all of the white noise machines. That's basically us. Like, on both sides of the room, there's white noise machines going.
Are they playing the same white noise?
Similar. I mean, one is a hatch and one is just a like standard white noise machine. We made the mistake recently of I was playing Rain on the hatch, and then the white noise machine was playing white noise, and the feedback that I received the next morning was that the conflicting sounds was disturbing the sort of feng shui of the sleep environment. But yeah, we have two.
And wait, the feedback from Juan, or the feedback, I was going to ask too, if you wear like a sleep tracker?
No, the feedback from Juan. that is the sleep expert. No tracker needed. Yeah. And then he also does the sleep mask. Even when we travel. So it's just like he has this whole routine, and it actually works. Part of me thinks that maybe I've like driven him into some of this routine because I'm up in the middle of the night on my phone. Obviously there's light coming in. So maybe that's part of the reason why he uses the sleep mask. Because he generally doesn't wake up when I'm awake. But yeah, he sleeps like that is his routine. And then he also takes naps and follows many of those same habits when he's napping. So yeah, I need to get better, but that's kind of what he does that works.
How many hours of sleep would you say you would be good? How many would you like to get?
I mean, I would like to get 7, I would say. Like, in an ideal scenario, I would probably say I would sleep from 11 to 6 uninterrupted.
Okay, ideal scenario, 11 to 6. Okay, yeah.
So like getting in bed around like 10:30. If I could make this like my reality, I would get in bed around 10:30, read for half an hour, and then sleep from 11 to 6, and then like have like a slower time, not like a hop out of bed, but like get out of bed by 6:15 kind of thing.
Okay. I think I like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and mine would probably be like a 10 to 6 sort of situation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not too different.
Yeah. Like, and then to wake up, we've talked about waking up without alarms, which is divine. I would love to wake up without an alarm. And they say this on Poog a lot too. Kate Berlant is like doll's eyes opening. So, like
Like
You know, when you would, yeah, like how dolls have those like those like
yes.
dolls never have bags under their eyes. They just like
Correct.
flip open and they're wide awake.
Mhm.
It's a goal to be able to wake up like that and just be like, okay, morning, getting out of bed.
Ready for the
Yeah,
day.
ready to go. Let's get after it. Yeah. And so you said that you don't wear a sleep tracker like a Whoop or an Oura Ring or I guess Apple
Mm-mm.
Watches.
Apple Watches do, but I charge, like I put mine on the
Okay.
charger at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sleep score would be terrible. But this is okay. I'm now holding myself publicly accountable. I'm going to make a real concerted effort to try to sleep better. So I was just thinking about like what are the things that I know I can change. And I think that the easiest is keeping my phone far from my bed. I just need to do it. Like even if I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm gonna fall asleep sooner, like fall back asleep sooner if I don't have my phone with me.
True.
And then I want to start taking magnesium. And I also just got a prescription for progesterone, which the doctor said will help me with like hormone changes, sleeping through the night. So I want to, like, part of it is that because I'm so tired by the time I crawl into bed, I forget to take these things. So I need to like get better at like 9:30 or something, just like taking them before I get insanely sleepy, to see if that helps. But that's where I'm going to start, is by taking supplements and keeping my phone away, and then we'll see. Like, yeah, like I wonder. I think about this for people who have chronic pain.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine like when their chronic pain has subsided for a moment, or if they find some kind of relief to it, that they're just like, whoa, I can't believe like this is how life could be, or
Right.
movement could feel. And I wonder if I would start to have that if I consistently slept through the night. Like if I would just be like, oh my God, like my body feels so good, or I can get so much done, or I have so much energy. Like I just wonder if there would be this noticeable change in the way that
You
I feel in my
could.
life.
You could. I as someone who's been I feel like I have these like these periods of like productivity spikes and then lulls. And then once I'm in one of those spikes, I'm like, whoa, this is like amazing. I'm getting so much done. And yeah, it is like you're inhabiting a different world. And then when you're on the other side of it, you're like, oh God, how did that happen? How do I get back there? It's
Yeah.
so it's very much I feel like they are two different universes. But yeah, you could, who knows? Maybe that's the thing about sleep too, is that I think there's so much that is unstudied that we don't, if anyone had the answer for how to hack like the perfect amount of sleep that your body needs and to always wake up like refreshed and ready to go, then they would have tons of money and be like heralded as a saint. And yeah, we don't have that yet. I mean, there's I wore an Oura ring for a long time, and Nick Hill still has his, but I stopped because I would wake up and feel great and then look at my score and then immediately feel like I had done something wrong. And it's like reading a bad horoscope. And, if it tells you you're going to have a bad day or you're not going to be energetic enough for this, or you should really take it easy, then that gets into, at least for me, it gets into my head. And I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't do that well. I guess I need to change this or that. And I see it happen with Nick Hill, where he'll wake up and feel great, and then his score will be like, there's serious signs of stress. You need to worry about this and that. And like your levels or your HRV is lower or higher than it should be. I forget which one, whether it's supposed to, I think it's supposed to be high. But anyway, it's one of those, it's like so much data. When I think we all know, when you wake up, if you've slept well or not.
Yeah.
And if you get tired in the middle of the afternoon, then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe I need to take a nap. Maybe I need to go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. I think these devices just pump us full of information that maybe we just don't. Maybe we just don't need. But then, hey, like with the times that I would get like an 80 plus or like a 90 something sleep score, I'd be like, oh my God, this is so amazing. But
Yeah.
it's all just like data.
It's all data. And I think the data, it can be valuable within reason, but you're right. If you find that you're stressing more about like the results of the data, then you're like, wait, this is actually compounding the problem. Like I was trying to sleep better, and now seeing that the data is saying that I'm sleeping poorly is stressing me out and is actually then making me sleep worse. And then the problem is not being solved. It's actually being worsened. I don't have, and I wear an Apple Watch, and I use it religiously every day. Like I won't work out if I don't have the Apple Watch on, because then the workout doesn't count.
Oh yeah,
it's another twisted logic. But yeah, I've never really tracked my sleep, and a little afraid to. But I think what I'm going to do is like try these new things. I am going to kind of track how successful I am at doing these new things. I feel like that's more reasonable. Like if I remember to take my supplements and stay off my phone, and then we'll see if I think the logging, like in that respect, would actually help for me to see if there is a change difference. Because then if I notice a change, it'll motivate me to keep doing it. So I'm going to try to keep track of that for the next month and see what happens.
See what happens. Maybe you'll be a new person. Maybe you will just feel great and have a routine. You'll have a routine that you'll rely on.
I would love that. I mean, now I'm also going to be on vacation and in a tiny airplane seat for some of these nights. So I'm not going to be unrealistically ambitious with it, but yeah, that's the goal. We're going to try to let 2026 be the year that I finally develop a sleep routine.
I would also recommend a gravity blanket. If you, what am I talking about? No, it's a weighted blanket.
A weighted blanket. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want something that, in addition to your cocoon, that could help like you into a state of rest, because it just feels, you feel extra tucked in, is the way that I would put it. I mean, it's just, like you're in this, you're trapped, but not like trapped in a bad way. you're just being like swaddled into slumber.
Yes. I want to be swaddled into slumber. That's it. That is the goal. That is the dream.
That's actually the one that I have is one that I got when I was dealing with some very bad jet lag after a trip to Asia, and felt like, okay, maybe this will help. And eventually it did. And now it's just it's something that I love to have on top of me. And just, like it does. I feel like there's, again, placebo effect, or just the feel of it, or maybe a little bit of both, but it makes me relax the moment I get under it.
Well, if anyone listening to this has any favorite sleep products, send it my way so that we can try to use them as I embark on this new journey.
Integrate them into the sleep routine. Well, amazing. Well, you'll have to start tonight and report back. We'll check in next week.
Yes. We'll have 7 days or 6 nights to test this out. So yeah, I will definitely follow up with you. I'm going to track it. We're going to do it.
All right. Well, I will talk to you. I'll talk to you in a week then. I can't wait to see who you are after your routine starts.
Remember this face. You're not going to see this again. These bags are going to be gone. The hair might look different. We don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out. All right. Take care. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too.